Frankfurt, Florida. So before we get started, we are going to be touring the whole garden today. We're going to be checking out everything that's been going on, the changes. And as you guys see, we're still working in our greenhouse currently. It is getting pretty hot in here, so we are looking into getting some circulation going through the greenhouse, so that way we can keep it cool and out of the above the 90-degree level, as we don't ever want our greenhouse to be above 90 degrees. So we're going to get you guys off that tripod. We're going to go ahead and take a tour around everything, so that way you can guys check everything out, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so as you can see, we have added some more stuff into our greenhouse. We are getting it more organized. As I told you guys, we would get more organized as we move along. Now, as you guys remember, we did transplant our Italian large leaf basil here, and today we do need to come out here and pluck these leaves off here, and we will probably dehydrate those leaves so that way we can reuse the basil and use it in our cooking. Here is our scarlet carrots. They are looking great. We harvested a few the other day. We're going to look into these later on today once it starts cooling off, see how they're looking. Now this next up is going to be our mint. It is looking much better. As you can see, it is getting tall. It's looking beautiful. I am really happy about our mint. Now recently we did transplant out as well our beefsteak tomato plants. As you can see, they're looking much better. This one's kind of slanted here. Don't know what's going on with him. But here soon we're going to get these guys out so that way they can be into the big garden as well. Now we also do have the marigolds here. We do plan on getting these guys ready as they'll have new homes to go to. We also have got our aloe out here that isn't looking too great. I did replant some of the roots, so we do have some new aloe pulling through. So I'm really happy about that. Now for this, guys, what we did with our canister here, we pretty much put big logs down at the bottom, and I kind of filled it in with our dirt and then compost and some fertilizers, and it's pretty much our own little mixture that we have in here. And so I went ahead and transplanted the red acre cabbage into this bin so that way they have more room to grow, and so far they've looked to be doing much better in this bin. Now I did go ahead as well. We're going to see how well seedlings are doing out here and germinating. We did plant some thyme, some cucumbers. We planted some different varieties. And we'll kind of go through that in another video, and I'll kind of go into detail on which varieties these are. It's always good to plant different varieties. But let's go ahead and keep on moving. Now here you guys do see some more marigolds. These are the more that we transplanted from turning the soil in our front garden area. They are doing great, and we have some great big surprises for you guys. Alright guys, now don't mind the work you hear in the background. Our neighbor is getting a workshop built. But as you guys can see, the big garden area does definitely look different. We still have a lot more work to do out here. We've been working on turning the soil. Now we do plan on getting loads of mulch pulled in here and laid down here. So we should end up with about having 10 inches of mulch throughout the whole big garden area. Now I did go ahead and go through this one section that I have here to pull all the weeds, get everything cleared out, make sure no weeds regrow back here. So that way when we get the loads of mulch, we can go ahead and put it in here, as this is going to be the section for our tomato plants. As you currently do see here, we do have tomato plants already growing. So to the left here, we have our beefsteak tomato plants. And then to the right here, we do have our Livingston grape tomato plants. Now, we did transplant these out a few days ago. Our soil here is really sandy, so in different spots of the garden, I did do big holes of compost. So that way it gets that food and fertilizer throughout the whole garden. Now, as we as we turned the soil in this section, I did run across a lot of worms, which is definitely a good sign, which means those worms are helping process that compost and passing it through the garden as well. Now, worm poop is another good fertilizer to have in your garden, as it is a remarkable thing to also use as a tea for your plants as well. And we'll kind of go through that later on in more videos and go in more in depth as that as well. Now, as you can see here to the other side, it's not fully turned. We do have more work to do out here. As I did state, guys, we do have a lot more work to do. Now, as you can see, some of our lettuce is still out here. It is starting to be a little warmer out here, a lot warmer. So we definitely are going to start moving our lettuces more towards indoors, so that way we can grow all year round, or even in our greenhouse. But as you do see here, we do have lettuces growing. Even some of the lettuces that we have cut back, we also do have growing back as well, which is amazing. But everything is looking great. We have a few harvests to get a hold of, so that way we can harvest some lettuce for our dragon. Now, one thing I did notice as well, up here on our further plant, I'll just show you guys really quick. This is one of the butter crunches, and looks like one of our furry guys has gotten a hold of our butter crunch here and has chowed down. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to come out here, since it's already done. I'll just cut this stalk out. We'll get new growth coming on here, so that way we can get some more lettuces harvested. The same with these. We also have to get these little guys harvested. These are going to be the baby romaines. We need to get some of the leaves harvested off of it, so that way we can get some new growth going on. Now, we do have our celery out here, and as you can see, it's been getting a lot of sunlight. It's pretty loomy here. What I'll do this evening is I'll come out here and give it some water, since it likes the coldness. I'll come out this evening, get it some water, because we do drop down to cooler temperatures. Now, as you see here, we did harvest this one last time, and it's already getting new growth back, and it's looking amazing. I did go ahead and get a lot of this soil turned over here, so that way it's not stopping any of the growth for our other plants. Now, I will come through here and even everything out. Now, alright guys, so as I said, we do have still a lot more work to do. Now, these are our blackberries. I got to come through here today and get all these weeds out, so that way it's not fighting with the weeds to grow, and that'll help blossom this blueberry out as well. All the blueberries are looking great. They're getting their growth back. As you can see, it's got its green leaves coming back, and we even see some new coming in there as well. So it's definitely new growth going on here. Now, this this blackberry over here, it did get stepped on by my 2-year-old not too long ago. She stepped on it. It was a little dry looking. We did water all our plants, a lot of our plants this morning, so that way they wouldn't be so bloomy. This one is looking a lot better since we did water it. It looks still a little gloomy, probably because of how much sun it's gotten today. So hopefully that sun in the next few hours will lower back. And as you can see with this one, same thing. It's looking great. We have some weeds we need to come through here and take care of. But it's growing back. As you can see, the leaves at the top of this one here. As you can see here, we do have a few sticks here in place, so that way it helps direct the plant on really where to go, because we don't want them crossing each other. As you can see, we have this one coming all the way out here as well. Now, here we are at our blue blackberries, and as you can see, we got some tons of growth going on. And we got new leaves sprouting out. I mean, they are looking great. We're really happy with these blueberries. We got a lot of weeding we need to do over here. As you can see, they are popping out those beautiful looking flowers there. But they're doing really great. We did add some coffee grounds to the soil, so that way it helps add that nutrition to it as well. And as you can see here, we have the same thing going on. That amazing growth, and it's just looking beautiful, beautiful. So I really quick wanted to go ahead and show you guys. As you can see, the greenhouse is more further up. We did get a lot of the trash picked up. As you can see there, we have a dumpster. We still got to get a lot more trash out of the woods. We're still working on getting all that cleaned up. The fencing here I do plan on using for our cucumber plants that we have in seeds right now. So I'm really excited about that next project, and we're going to do a whole video on how we're going to get that set up. Now, with us coming into our warmer seasons, we're coming out to a lot more blooms. We're going to be having a lot more growth going on. Now, as you guys noticed, during the winter, it wasn't a whole lot going on due to plants dying down back and hibernating. But now that we're getting into these warmer seasons here in Zone 8, it's definitely a game changer, and we're starting to get really busy. So we're up here at the front, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at our Florida King peach tree as it is starting to show some amazing blossoms. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, guys, so I know I said it's got some amazing blossoms. It's not totally blossomed yet. She's still kind of naked, but watch. As we come up here, and I'll show you, she has some amazing flowers coming up, and she is even sprouting some new leaves there, as you can see. They are looking beautiful, and we really can't wait till she gets bigger and she starts blossoming out some peaches for us. We are really stoked about that. Now, as you guys remember, when we had it blooming this last season, we covered our Florida King peach tree in a coal and clay to keep the bugs off, and we'll do those same methods this season as well, and we'll upload some new videos going over that again. All right, now we are back here up at the front garden section where we have a lot of our flowers. Over here we have variety of different kinds of flowers. As you guys remember, if you didn't check it out already, we did do a whole video on turning our flower garden section soil around and how we went about doing that. Now, with our front garden section, we don't plan on putting 10 inches of mulch here. Due to when it rains, what'll take place is when the rain comes down to hit that mulch, it'll pretty much send black pellets all over the house, the windows, and things like that. And then that would cost money to get it washed off every month or every year. I did learn that recently. So what I'll do differently with our front garden area is I'm gonna get some plastic to roll through here, and then cover it with either like pine straw or something like that, or even some rocks, and that'll help keep the weeds out, because one thing I don't want to keep fighting with is weeds. Weeds are always going to be an issue. They're always going to keep coming back, and the best way to get them taken care of is by putting that weed barrier or by having tons and tons of mulch. Since this area is so close to the house, I don't want to put that mulch down and then have black spots all over our house and our house look like a Dalmatian. So we won't do that. But let's go ahead and take a look and see how everything's looking. Now, I did learn what this bush and the one at the other end is. These are actually tea olives. They smell really great. My mom smells them every time she pulls in the yard, and she always compliments. She says, Selena, these things smell so amazing. I need some for the house. So we're currently working on getting her some tea olives as well. Now, we do have some azaleas and some holly bushes here, and we do have some I have such a struggle saying these bushes' names, but these are knockout rose bushes as well. I did learn that. Now, through this garden area, as you can see, it doesn't seem like a whole lot's going on, but watch this. We are going to get in a lot closer here. And as you can see, through some of these weeds that are already starting to come back, we actually have some marigolds growing here in our garden. Now, a lot of these marigolds were found up by our front porch area. So I did move them to these areas. They're still looking great. They're doing great. I'm really excited. Now, I did notice that we have some extra ones that have bloomed here. From the seeds that we spread it out here. One thing with marigolds and with our seeds is they are highly germinated, a high germination rate, as we expected to have tons and tons of marigolds. Now we have tons and tons of marigold, and we're going to be looking to be giving back to our community in that. So as you can see, we still have lots of marigolds going on. As you can probably see them there, as they're really noticeable. But they're looking great. Even the ones over here as well are looking great. I'm really happy with these marigolds. I'm really hoping it's originating from either the French dwarf and the yellow petite marigolds. Alright, now the same thing is laid out on this side as well. It's the knockout roses with the azaleas and the holly bushes, and then that's another tea olive right there as well. Now, as you guys remember, here in this section right here was a Gerber daisy. Now, we did get that cold front, and I was really concerned if this Gerber daisy was going to come back or not. Well, take a look, guys. It is coming back, and it's coming back better than ever. So I'm really happy with that. Now, we do have a lot more marigolds planted through here. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. So we have one there. We have one there. And let's see, you always have to kind of search for them because they're not very big yet, but they are working to get bigger. We have another one there. And I think that's it for right there. Nothing coming through there yet. We do have another one here and another one here. And then another one right here. As you can see, some of them are a little bigger than the others. And some of them are just starting out, as you can see that smaller one there. And then we have another one here. As you can see, they kind of were spread out kind of everywhere. We have them kind of going along here. And then we have this bunch right here that I got to remove and separate today. More than likely is what I'll be doing today. Now, as you can see, we have more marigolds spreading through there, and we'll have to kind of move those. Now, those two twigs you see sitting up right here, these are actually also going to be our marigolds, as I'm really excited about these. Now, we do have more marigolds moving that way. As you can see, we have a really tall one over there. I did find some of these out as I was turning some of the soil over here. So I'm really excited to see which marigolds we have going on here. And we found another one just blooming there. So I'm really excited to get these guys kind of moved around here because a lot of them are clumped up. And one thing I don't want with the marigolds and learned is that you don't want them clumped up in one space. So we're going to move these guys around, get them situated into a better spot so that way they have a better chance of growing and looking much more beautiful. Now, as we turn around here, we have our Canaan lily and our solar sunflowers. Now, as you guys remember, our Canaan lily was dying back and started with shooting out some more spouts. But now, guys, look at how well she's doing. She has tons more coming through. She's showing tons of growth. I'm really excited to see how big she's going to get this season. We are going to be better prepared for winter when it comes closer time to that season, so that way we don't lose as much as we did this last season. Now, as we move through, we're going to go ahead and move on to our solar sunflowers. And if you guys don't remember, my Roddy did get a hold of our solar sunflowers. Don't know why she did it, but when she did, we transplanted them out. But now, look how big and beautiful they are. And we're going to go in closer. As you guys can see here, these sunflowers are actually getting ready to blossom. Now, with sunflowers comes sunflower seeds. So we're really hoping to get some tons and tons of sunflower seeds from it. Now, through here, what I have done is added some coffee grounds. Now, we do plan, like I said, getting some loads of mulch. So we'll be able to mulch this section here, and I'll be able to put more sunflowers and Canaan lilies as we do plan on growing more. Alright, guys. Well, that is it of our tour. That's everything that's going on. You guys got to see the reveal of the greenhouse in our previous videos. If you didn't, go check it out. I was happy to take this time and walk through with you guys on what's taking place and how everything's moving. I can't wait for more growth as we got more growth coming. We're coming into season, so we got lots and lots to do and busy things. So I want to check you guys out later. You guys have a great rest of your day. Keep growing, keep learning. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe down below, and also leave us a comment. We always love hearing from you guys. And don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss out on the new videos. I'll check you guys out later. You guys have a great rest of your day. Keep growing. Deuces.